Hello from England, and many thanks to our friends at Keystroke for setting up today and for enabling us to do a brief demonstration of some of our software that helps users make more of ACT. Today I want to show you some functionality that I hope will prompt you to think about how it may address the needs of your clients. We put tools into the hands of ACT users that are intuitive and easy to use with minimal training. Our main focus is on helping users make more of the opportunities area, and we have 3 on-premise products in the Seamless Opportunities stable: Lite, Foundation and Elite. They work with both 32-bit and 64-bit versions of ACT. Before I show you these, we've taken some of the functionality of Seamless Opportunities and split it out to create a new product called Seamless Merging. Seamless Merging came as a result of the need to extract data from the company area of ACT. But you can also do it from the contact record. And as you can see here, we have a contact, Jonathan Sayers. Similar to ACT, we have a range of templates, and the nice thing with this is that you can merge and save the document at the same time, saving it to a predefined and configurable location, and name the document. Clicking the Print button brings up a window, and from here you can merge to both Word and Excel. In this case, we're saving to Word, and you'll notice we're actually pulling data from not only the contact, but from the company area. The 125 staff which you saw there was from a company field, and it saves the shortcuts as a document in the Documents tab, if you wish, both on the contact and the company. Here is some of the information that we've pulled through into that document. You can merge from the company area as well, and if there's more than one contact, you can choose to merge to multiple people. You might have spotted as well that you can also merge directly to an email. You can choose to save the document or not. Here we're choosing not to because we're sending an email and that is being attached to the database anyway. Merge the subject line and you can pull the variable data through from the contact and the company area, even your My Record or user fields. The other nice thing about this is it also allows you to choose which email address field you want to use. Any field that is an email type. And you can choose whether to attach or embed the document. In this case, we're going to embed it. The program now runs the merge, and it doesn't save the document because we've asked it not to. But in the contact history, the email shows that it has been sent. If there's more than one email to send, it goes straight into the Outlook outbox and gets sent. If it's only sent to one person, then it's held as a draft, and as you can see in this example. Let's move on now to Seamless Lite. Seamless Lite takes the opportunity area and makes it work better. You add and remove products as normally, but you have the ability to create your own quotation numbering system. You can have it either as an individual, so it would be, for example, the ACT user's initials and a sequential number. You could have it centrally, and you can choose static or dynamic text. So, for example, I might want my quotation number to show with a current year and then a sequential number, and everybody works off that sequential number. Or you can save by teams, by team membership or opportunity process. You can also tick if you want to append it to the opportunity name and or a user-definable quotation number field. Now I'm ready to merge to a document, and when I press the Print button and the window appears, so now that the quotation number field will populate the fields chosen, you can see them in the background there. The merge function is similar to what we've seen in Seamless Merging, in this case for one contact, and again you can say save it as an email or otherwise, and again here you've got a list of Word or Excel templates, and it remembers the last Word template you used in the opportunity. Again, it will save it to the document's location and give the document the name of the opportunity and the quote number as it's appended to the Word document. You can as well click on the ellipsis button here, and it's a bit like a save as option. So you might want to save it to another folder, maybe a client subfolder, and you may also want to save it directly to, e.g., a PDF. I'm going to keep it as a Word document here and let it run. And remember, I'm not sending it as an email, but I could do if I wanted to. And here you can see I've actually pulled in the opportunity information and not just the contact information. If you click the ellipsis button on the email subject line, you can also actually add opportunity information and the opportunity product fields, but it will only pick up the first line. You also see there's no personal address for Zach Moneypenny, so we won't be able to use the email unless we amended his record first. But if you wanted to, you can actually type an email address if there wasn't one there, and it would still send it. I'm not going to email this time. I'm just going to merge it out to Word. And you'll notice when it's merging, not as an email, that the Save button is automatically ticked. It's automatically applied and it will save it, Word or Excel. And now the document will open in just a moment. And now we've pulled the information through from the contact, the company, and if they're associated with the company, as well as the opportunity and the opportunity product line fields. So you can see there's my repair service, and I've not got a discount in this case. Now, tax and gross isn't stored within ACT. It doesn't have that functionality. So what we have is a mechanism that we call merging or calculated fields, and they are a mechanism that we have. And you can see that we've actually pulled some data through into the document. So let's have a look at that now. It's in here and it's in under the merging section, and you'll see that we have a number of calculated fields. And you see where I've got my totals, my VAT, my grand total, all with currency at a particular number of decimal places which you can choose. We also do conditional statements, if statements. You can do like you do in Excel, and you can do that with some complexity. You can see in that example here, and that's where it came from because of the values in the other fields didn't meet the criteria. You can actually use different types. One of them is barcode, and with barcodes you've got somewhere in the region of 30 different symbologies, and you can base the barcode on either a field or a value that you've set in the calculation. You can merge that information into the document and it generates a barcode or label or whatever. But you can also merge across different entities, calculate across different entities. Now, let's have a look now at the templates section. We'll have a brief look at this. So I'm going to choose a template. And when you select a template to edit, you get this floating field chooser, which hovers over all the windows. And you can see here, when you select it, that you'll see very clearly the merge fields that are in square brackets. And if it's coming from the entity, it starts with opportunity dot. If it's coming from the contact, then it's contact dot. And you can see how easy it is just to add an additional field from the field chooser. There is actually an address block mechanism which removes any blank lines you have in an address when you come to merge it. So let's move on to Seamless Opportunities Foundation. And the key thing with Foundation version is that we actually have our own product table. As you can immediately see, it's a lot richer than the standard ACT product table. And here is an example where we're actually holding information about the products. You can associate a product to one or more opportunity processes, and in the quotation it filters out those products not associated to the process you're doing the quote in. You can set up categories, and to categorize the products, as well as having additional user definable fields or definable properties. They're just fields you can create, and you can tick the ones that you want to use for a particular product. And here you would put the individual information into it. You can even use drop downs and multiple singles or multiple selects. Okay, let's create a quote. And now what comes up is Pure Seamless Opportunities Foundation. And in this example, I've set it with an individual quote number. There are fields here for reference purposes. And I've got David Jones as my contact, but there may be multiple and you'd need to choose who the main contact was going to be. You can do quotes in any currency you want, and you've got the ability to hold iterations or revisions of a quote, and Seamless Opportunity keeps them all. So let's add a product. So you can see in the background I've double clicked and it's brought it in. If I double click on the product, you can see the information, and this is a standard product and therefore it's not editable other than the fields at the bottom, which are the user definable product properties. So here now I can obviously add my quantity that I want. You see the total cost and the sales price, which is editable. You can see the discount field. So you might want to put a value of £300 in the sales price and it performs a discount calculation. Or you can enter a discount and it will calculate the sales price. Note that the obverse of the discount coin is margin, and you can actually enable the margin field to be editable if you want to maintain it that way. The next thing to do is add sections to your quote, and here I'm just going to drag this product into section 1, and you'll notice that it has subtotals. Then I create section 2 and add that then, and I'm going to add another product to it. There we go. By the way, glance at the bottom left of the screen and you will see that we have labour and materials are being totaled as well. If I save and close, nothing happens to Act, but it does within Seamless. When I update to Act, it then brings the products in the product opportunity products into the opportunity and totals it. I'm going to adjust my settings now, and I want to do so just highlighting a couple of things. Here we can link Seamless Opportunity fields to Act fields. So you can create your own Act fields and pull data in. But what I'm also doing is I'm going to add a new field into the quotation screen. Okay, we're as you can see there. Okay, we're coming back to the product now. And now what you can see, we have an active column. Now it's uneditable at the moment, which you can see, which is why we've got grayed out fields at the bottom. When I click edit, we have the second iteration, and I can deactivate or activate the product lines, which gives me the option, if I'm giving options to customers, to not overvalue my sales pipeline because it only brings in certain items. It's very important if you're giving those options around. So create my next iteration now. You can see there it is. And when I click on it, there it is. Now I'm going to clone a product. Now when I clone a product, as you can see, I've just brought this one in here. You can see that all the fields are editable. And I'm going to change the list price and then bring it back into the quote. I'm also, as you'll see when I've just done that, you can identify it clearly as a special item if that's what you so want to do. So there you can see now that it's a special item. You can see the list price has changed and it will pull through the values as you want it to have. The special item is just a blank field, and it allows you to add something to your heart's content, and in that way both the clone and the special are just for this particular opportunity. Remember, my pricing here works with any currency, and so you've got that. But within the products, you're actually looking at your base currency. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge out. I'm going to print, and you'll recognize the same screen that we've had all the time before. But at the bottom, there's a button that says Merge Only Active Quote Lines. So if any product was inactive, you have the option of not extracting it if you don't want it to go into the document or otherwise. We've merged to this document. You can see all the products are in one table in Word. What I'll do now is to show you how we can produce a Word document where we can split the sections into multiple tables that can be in any place of the document. Here you can see by way of example how it works. Okay, so I've just got one table above the other, but as I said, you can have it anywhere in the table you might want, in the Word document you might want. Okay, let's have a look at the templates and see how that works. That's the standard one, and this is the one with two sections. I called it two sections just so I know which one I'm talking about. And there's my field chooser again, and here is Word. Now, you'll see that I've got the two tables, and they can be elsewhere in the document, but if you click on the right tab and you look at the Alt tab button, you'll see that it's got a 2 on it. And obviously, the table 1 has got 1 on it, and the program knows to look for that, and it will pull through products that are in each relative section. You'll also notice that we've added things like serial numbers, etc., from the custom fields that you've created. All range of fields that we've got here allows you've got an absolute mass of fields to choose from and merge through. And many customers have multiple templates. And by the way, the templates can be held in different subfolders within the Seamless Templates folder. I'm just showing you these again like I've shown you before. Okay, what you'll also notice now is when we come back to the screen, we've actually embedded certain Seamless Opportunities fields named SO underscore something or other, and on the product table we've manually customized columns to actually pull data through that linking mechanism I showed you earlier. And you can see labour and material costs are summated in the header of the opportunity, and the beauty of this is you can then report on it. We are making it possible for you to report in ways which you have never been able to do with Standard Act. Okay, moving on to Seamless Elite. In this version, we actually take what we've got in Foundation to the next level. And you'll notice in the third column that we have product BOMs or bills of materials or kits, and we have genuine service items. So we're distinguishing between them, whereas Standard Act doesn't. And there is a service table where you can set service rates, you define what they are, you can see them here, and once created, they will get created in the opportunity header to give you a summary of the hours in a quote. You can see the cost and the price associated with them, and you can see that field is actually called factory, more of which at some later date. So when I go to my products now and I look at the ordinary product, this is similar to what you have in Foundation. You'll notice though that there's a service rate field which is greyed out. That's because it's not until we make a product into a service that you can then choose from the drop down which rate you want to have. I'm going to keep it as a product because I want to, and we'll now move on to the bills of materials item. So you'll notice that the bottom of it is greyed out. Sorry, I was just waiting. And that's because it's a BOM. And when you set a BOM, you get a BOM tab, and it introduces this tab. Now you can see on this screen, you can add products, services, and additional BOMs or sub-BOMs into here to represent the elements that go to make up the BOM product. And you can see I've got 3 round timber poles and 8 hours of fertilizing by a labourer, and you can see the unit cost and the extended cost, the unit price and the extended price for each item. and you can add or remove them. And there is actually a new product which allows you to create a new product on the fly as you're building this, and then it will get added into the standard products table. Here are my totals for labour, materials, and the cost is £344, i.e. your base currency. And you can also see the total price that we have, and these are reflected in what information we've got on the front page. You do have some flexibility with the pricing because what you can do is you've got the option with the standard bill of materials to discount it, either by a percentage or by a number. So it's a bit like a buy one get one free or a promotional offer, get these 2 items. And all of those prices then get summated on the front page. So here we have just some items which we are going to put into our quote, as we've seen with Seamless Foundation. So there's my quote screen. You'll notice the quote number now. We're using the central numbering system. And I'm going to put something into the reference field here because I want to merge that out into a document. I'm going to call it Donald's quote. You can see the date and timestamp when it was created or amended and by whom. And I've selected the person as well. So that date and timestamp is held for each iteration. What I'm going to do is show you from the contact record this field called SO discount. Here you can enter a percentage value, i.e. 12.5, and it's just a decimal value, and it's get used in the quotation for Morgan Kennedy when you select a standard product. So here we are, I've added it, and you can see in the discount field it's actually showing as 13% because the list price is actually showing as £10 with no decimal places. And the discount and the margin fields work with the number of decimal places you've set for each product price on the product field, on the product table. You can have as many decimal places as you want. You have to set each product price field, and you've got that mechanism. So here, if I add a different one, there we go, you can see that my cost is now showing, and the decimal is showing at 2 decimal places, and the discount is showing at 2 decimal places. If you click into the field, it will actually show you a lot more decimal places, but as in with Excel, it shows you what the value you've got there. Now you'll see I've brought in a product, a service item, and you can see the labour hours in the columns to the right. If I change that quantity, I can change the number of hours that you'll see totaled up. So all of that is quite good, and when I update to ACT, you'll see those hours then get totaled in our summary hour rates, and I've also got the labour rates there that you can see that's pulled in there. There may be a bit of dodgy data in that, but the principle is right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a new iteration, and we're going to introduce bills of material item so you can see how it's made up of these items. Because if it's a standard one, when I double click on it, you can see the green plus button there, which indicates it's a bill of materials. And when I go to the tab, it's not editable. But if I clone a bill of material, like I'm just doing here, you'll see it's all editable, and now I can change the quantity, I can add items, I can remove items, and do what I want to do. There we go, I've added something. You'll see that the price goes up to £839. And so I say OK to that, and we should be good to go. There we go. And if I then scroll across, you can actually see the labour hours associated with that bill of materials, which are made up of the sub items that I have got within my bill of materials. And if I was to add those all up, I have the mechanism. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to actually add a section to my quotation like I did in Foundation, and I'm going to drag these elements, these bombs, into it. And what I can do now is, if I wanted to, I could actually explode the bill of materials. So it may be you're sending the item quotation out to the customer and just want to show them one line, but at a later date you might want to explode the bill of materials to see the line items and the requirements in each. Well, here you can. You'll notice that with the discount fields there, when I tab off, it changes to it. It's all part of an updating routine. Oops, that's come in place. So I update to Act Now, and what it will do is it will actually bring in the individual lines for the items that I have exploded, and it's bringing in that order. One thing to note, as you might have seen, is it is quite easy to move and drag lines about within a quote. You can even drag whole sections if you want to. Okay, let's talk about opportunity reporting. We finally come to this. It's an extension to Seamless Opportunities, and the beauty of opportunity reporting is it's a simple way of extracting information from the opportunity, company and contact entities, as well as the order or order line information, and bring it into an Excel spreadsheet. This works with the light version, but you're using the opportunity product table rather than the seamless order and order lines table. In the settings, you can add and remove fields, drag them up and down to reorder them. You'll notice here with the Elite that I'm picking up the base price as opposed to the quoted price, but that's up to you as to how you want to report. So once you've saved them as you want to have them, this gives you the chance then to go into the list view of the opportunities and filter in the way that you would normally filter, using the filtering on the right hand side. And once you've done that, or maybe you do a lookup by contacts and pick up opportunities, however you filter it, rather than using the buttons that are there, you can click the button, you can click the tab here, save it, and it will open and pull the data through into Excel. The beauty is it doesn't just report the opportunity header information, it also reports the line information that we have for a given opportunity, as well as the contact and company information. So the products and services. And you can pull that information into pivot tables, or however you want to slice and dice your data. But as you'll appreciate, this is so easy to use in comparison to maybe something similar like Power BI, which I won't criticize, but it's a very powerful tool, but it takes quite a bit of learning to get to that information. And a regular user can pick this up within a morning and be producing detailed reports if they've got any experience of using Excel. So here we are, I'm just doing a little bit of filtering, but you can see the principle of how that works. That's all, folks, so thank you for your time. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on a roll with new videos which are coming soon.